I'd like to call the meeting to order. It is 7:41. Apologize for our tardiness, okay? The next item on the agenda is roll call. June Passat, present. Adele Bennett? Adele Bennett?
She is signing in. I just shared a link with her, so she should be here shortly.
Okay. George Tate?
Present.
Margarita Vigilante?
Present.
Thank you. Bree Castor?
Present.
Sonia Clark? Sonia Clark? I think she's on, but
Present.
thank you, Sonia.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Present.
Ruby Harry Singh? Ruby Harry Singh? Alison French Kenton?
Present.
Cheryl Sanders?
Present.
Thank you, dear. Oh, Mr. Lewis? Ozzy Lewis? John Dixon? I think he is excused. Simone Sylvester? Simone Sylvester?
I'm sorry, I was on mute. Present?
Thank you, dear. Celia Bedding? Celia Bedding? Ivor Woods? Ivor Woods? Miss Swaby? Miss Swaby? Danielle McCann?
Present.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we do have a quorum. Just want to make sure. Awesome. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the chairperson's report. Someone is giving me a feedback. Can you mute that, please? Or Ms. Fraser, can you mute everyone? Please.
Mute yourself, June. You have to unmute yourself.
Yes. Can you hear me now, everyone?
Yes. Right ahead.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you all back. Hope you had an enjoyable summer. Our secretary/staff of the Commerce Committee, Ms. Carol Barton, has retired. We would like to thank her for her service on the board and wish her an enjoyable retirement. In her place with us tonight is Ms. Fraser, the district manager of CB17, who will be filling in until a replacement. I also would like to thank all of you who came out to the sumptuous sample in June. Special thank you to Ms. Sylvester, Alison French Kenton, Bree DeCosta, Mr. Lewis for assisting with the event. Looking forward to another successful year. Tonight we have, I think it's 8 or 9 applications to process, and would like to get through this in a timely fashion. I would also like to remind old members and for the new members, if you miss 3 consecutive meetings, you will be removed from the committee and would have to reapply. This is according to the bylaws in order to keep a quorum, okay? Normally at the first meeting, I like to discuss our goals and plans for the year, but we can do this next month due to the amount of applicants we have tonight. That ends my report. Are there any questions from my report or comments? Hearing none, moving right along. Approval of the minutes for June 20th, 2023. I don't think we have any minutes, right, Ms. Fraser?
No minutes.
No minutes. Okay, correct. Moving right along. New business. New business are the applications. So the first one that's here is Bamboo Walk. 1 minute. Apologize for my tardiness. Okay, I have them in order. Okay, Bamboo Walk is located at 1349 Utica Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 11203. This is a renewal. This is a full restaurant with recorded music, live music. Police report as follows. Sorry, guys. There are no incidents on this police report, and the police report is usually for a 12-month period for the new members. I think Miss Paula is on the call. Miss Paula, would you like to say anything about your restaurant for the members that are on the call?
I don't. We have a representative, actually, Sandra Hong. I'm not sure if she has anything to say, excepting that Bamboo Walk has been here for the last 2 years. Most of you, I'm sure, have either been here or seen it in person and then give it to the community of jobs, positive feedback, a lot of giveaways to the community, etc. I'm not sure if Sandra has anything to say.
Hi, this is Sandra Hahn here, representing Apple Walk. I have nothing else to say for the business. As you already mentioned, we had no police complaints, no incident reports for the past 2 years for the business. So far, Miss Paula, she has been a good neighbor so far and handling the liquor license very well.
Thank you, ma'am. Are there any questions for this applicant?
I have a question.
Sure, I was just about to say I can't see everyone, so if you just say that. Go ahead, Miss Margarita.
It's really not a question about the license. I'm just wondering about the big structure that's outside your establishment that was put up during COVID. Are you going to be taking that down? Because I don't think that it complies with the new with the mayor's new it's supposed to be an outdoor space, and that's really not an outdoor space. It's really fully enclosed. So are you going to modify it or take it down at any point?
So currently we are in compliance. It has been inspected by all agencies and we are in compliance. If and when
it is in compliance, because it looks like a fully enclosed space. Maybe I'm not seeing it clearly.
In compliance. DOT and DOB has given us all rights to have it. Now, if and when the mayor make adjustments to what is and make any changes, then we will comply with.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, are there any other questions for this applicant? Hearing none. Permission to move to the next application? Is there a question?
Who is, I muted everyone, but it seems as though someone is on two. Who is me? I'm sorry. Adele.
Okay.
You are in the meeting, Adele. You mute yourself, please. I'm trying to mute you, but you're not in your name. You signed in as someone else. Just please mute yourself. Thank you. Could continue, Madam Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. Culture Palace LLC. Is there anyone representing or the owner of that establishment present here tonight? Culture Palace LLC located at 3605 Church Avenue. It's a new application. Hearing none, I'll move on to the other application. Everfresh Restaurant LLC located at 1820 Nostrand Avenue, New York. Is a representative here. Patrick, is that one of yours?
No, good evening. No, it's not.
It's not, okay. Everfresh Restaurant LLC, are you represented here tonight? Going once, going twice. I'll move right on to the next applicant. Hype Brooklyn Hospitality, I know they're here, located at 30 North Utica Avenue. That's a new application. Brooklyn, New York, yes. This is a new application. It's a bar and tavern. The method of operation is DJ, recorded music, live band.
No live band DJ.
It says, yes, it does says live band
Okay.
on the 30-day notice. Security personnel.
Yes.
1 second. Police report as followed. There's no incident at that location within the past 12 months. I'll now open up the floor to the representative who's here tonight. I can tell us a little bit about the establishment. I know it's a new establishment. Then we'll open the floor for questions. Go ahead, Mr. Frank.
Okay. I plan to operate a bar lounge area with limited food, not a very large menu, with DJ, mostly DJ music, and I plan to operate from Wednesday through Sunday.
Did you say Thursday to Sunday?
It's either Thursday or Wednesday to Sunday. Yes.
Okay. Are there any questions for Mr. Frank?
Yes, I have questions. What are your hours of operation gonna be?
Operations will be probably from 5 o'clock in the afternoon till about 2 o'clock in the morning.
And how many, how large is the establishment? I know it's where the old rag top
Right.
used to be,
Yes.
right? How large is that place? How many people does it hold?
There are 2 floors, and I think the legal capacity for downstairs is about 105 people, and upstairs maybe 90 something. I don't remember the exact amount.
So you're going to have both floors? You're gonna have a bar on both floors?
Yes,
You
yes,
have, is the license for 2 bars?
yes.
Was that a question for me, Miss Margarita?
Well, he said yes, so if you wanna
Okay.
just check that.
So on the 30-day notice, there's no space there for that information. That information usually goes on the State Liquor Authority application.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Are there any other questions for Mr. Frank?
Oh, I have another question, I'm sorry.
That's
I don't
okay.
mean to take up all the time.
That's okay. Go right ahead.
I know that in the past, that place was problematic as far as the sound, because I live right around the corner. So, are you going to soundproof it, or has it been soundproofed? What are you gonna do to make sure that, there's no disturbance to the neighbors?
Okay, I'll defer to the person that did the construction to answer that.
Hi guys, I'm Chasen. One of the key things we did, we are not utilizing any major sound equipment. For those who are familiar with sounds, there is no bass equipment, and it's going to be 25 JBLs. So that's pretty small equipment that's usually in restaurants and not in major music establishments. So it's a very low sound system.
Oh, that's very good to hear, because, there's people right behind you, like, right behind you, there's people that own homes. So I'm very glad to hear that. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to entertain one last question if there's any.
I have a question, Ms. Prasad. This is Bree DaCosta.
Go right ahead, Bree.
Does the establishment have a patio in the back? And if so, will it be used for music outdoors? Because that would be a concern as well.
No, we don't plan to use the outside at all.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, moving right along. The next applicant is Theodora Molat and Marie Berger, located at 1728 Nostrand Avenue. Are they present on the call tonight? Or their representative? Theodora Molat and Marie Bergen, located at 1728 Nostrand Avenue, New York. Nostrand Avenue, it's a new application. Is anyone present representing that application? Hearing no response, I will move right along. The next applicant is Waterfall Lounge Bar and Grill, LLC, located at 4703 Church Avenue. This is a new application. It's for a full liquor license. It's a bar and tavern, recorded music, live music, specifically contemporary. And the police reports as follows. Again, before I read the police report, I want to remind everyone, police report is for 12 months. It does not apply to a new application. 4311 call from 10/6/22 to 12/23. I also want to apologize. The report that we received from the police has a line straight down the actual report. So some things are not like one word or so, it's not very visible. But I'll do my best. Bar open after hours, double parking cars, and loud music. Those are the police report issues. There's no status update here, but again, like I stated before, it does not apply to a new applicant. Could have been issues from the previous application. Okay. At this time, I think Mr. Agard is representing that application. Mr. Agard, the floor is now yours.
Okay, yes. Good evening, everyone. My name is Patrick, and I'm here representing the Waterfall Lounge Bar and Grill LLC at 4703 Church. That's just off the corner of Schenectady Avenue. It's going to be a late evening from about 4 in the afternoon to about 2 a.m. Lounge, and they're going to have a full kitchen there, but they're going to have a limited menu. It's going to be run by, her name is Miss Anola Rodney, and she's the one who's going to be running it. This is her first venture on her own, and she's been involved with other ventures in the food establishment business already. So she's not totally new to this. And it's going to have probably about less than 74 people. It's going to be the approximate number of people that they can hold. I was just looking to see. Yeah, it's only going to be equipped with 12 tables and a maximum of 36 seats. This is a brand new venture, so that, as Ms. Prasad mentioned, the police report, it was for whatever establishment was there prior to them opening. They're still under construction, as a matter of fact.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Agard. I'll open the floor for any questions. The floor is now open.
I have a question.
Go right ahead, Bree.
Oh, it's Simone.
Oh, Simone, my apologies.
No, so I'll just start by saying I've never owned a business, but I just want to know, when you open something like this, how do you advertise? You open it up? Do you, like, before you open it up, is there like any clientele you tailor it to, or you just kind of open up and hope when people walk by they're interested enough to actually go into your establishment?
Would you like me to answer that or Mr. Agard?
Oh, Mr. Agard.
Okay, just asking.
Okay. Yeah, they're coming into it with a clientele pretty much already established. And they're well known in that very same community as well. So it's not that they're going to be brand new in the sense of they're hoping people would just pass by and do the traditional things of maybe social media, advertising and other things, but they already have a clientele that knows them and the family.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
George, I see your hands up. Go right
Yes,
ahead.
yes. So just one question, because I believe Mr. Egger, that you mentioned that they have 12 tables and you say it's 36 seats.
36 chairs, seats. Yeah.
So it's only three
Averaging around four
tables.
seats. Some would have 2, some would have 3, around that. Yeah, but the average would be 3. Yes.
Oh, so it's like it's a small place then?
Yeah, it's a small place, about 2,000 square feet possibly. I'm not sure fully. They're still doing the kitchen and all those other things. So I believe it's a maximum of about 2,000 square feet.
Okay, thank you. Just wanted to verify I heard correctly.
Okay.
You're welcome, George.
I can have the rest of that information for you tomorrow, exactly the square footage and so forth, if tomorrow's meeting.
Are there any other questions?
I have a question, Ms. Prasad, for
Would
Mr.
that be Miss
Agard.
Bree right now? Okay.
This
go
is
ahead,
Bree,
Bree.
yes. So my question, because I live in the immediate area, has to do with the sound. Is what kind of sound system will they have in the establishment? Is it going to be similar to what the previous applicant mentioned, where it's, specifically for a restaurant, or is it going to be a louder sound system for, parties with heavy bass?
No, it's going to be a lounge, so it won't be heavy sounding music that's going to escape into outside or in the backyard. As if you know that block, there are residents above it as well. And the previous people who were there did have soundproofing installed already, so that's a plus for them.
And as far as the double parking is concerned, because I live pretty close to the establishment, and parking is already problematic on this side. What is their strategy for mitigating traffic issues? Are they prepared to deal with that? Like, what is their plan?
More of their plan is, as you know, parking is a challenge anywhere in New York City, especially in Brooklyn and especially in Flatbush. But more so than anything else, they will do encourage people not to double park, just simply drop off, pick up, use Uber, and no congregating outside. Congregating outside also tends to lead to double parking. And so because of their experience in the food business already, these are things that they already have a very good handle on how to move forward with that as well.
And
So I can't say that they would have like valet parking or anything like that. There are going to be, and let's be practical, there are going to be challenges with parking. It's Church Avenue. It's a major bus thoroughfare, and it's at the corner, near the corner of Schenectady, which is another busy thoroughfare. So the most they will be able, to do is to encourage people to just keep moving, look for parking on the side streets, and just don't congregate.
Will they have private parties there? And in the event that they do, will there be security available for those events?
From my understanding, no private parties. They're not going to close it down for private parties. Now, not to say they won't hold an event there, but it won't close the establishment down exclusively for whatever, if somebody wanted to celebrate the birthday there or anything like that. So the answer to your question would be generally no.
Okay, and one more question.
Sure.
What you said that the owner, this is her first venture. What other restaurants has she been affiliated with, or lounges, or where is she gaining this experience from to run the business?
She's had her years and experience with the Hills Restaurant, which is right across the street.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Are there any other question? Hearing none? We'll move on to the next application. Patrick, I think it's you as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This application is for K&L Manor Corp. located at 4501 Glenwood Road, Brooklyn, New York, 11203. It's a new application with a temporary retail permit. It's for a full liquor, wine and cider. It's a catering facility, private events only, disco DJ, recorded music, live music, security personnel, patrons dancing. Police report as follows. Again, before I read the police report is not for a new application, it's for the previous applicant. Homicide 6/10/2023, shooting. 4C summons, persons drinking outside location, 7:30 to 7:31, 2023, 82 911 calls. That ends the police report. Again, it's a new application, does not apply to this applicant. Now, Patrick,
Okay.
open the floor for you to tell us a little bit, and then
Okay.
I'll open the floor to questions.
All right, this is at 4501. Many of you know this location well. It was, it was ran for many, many years under the previous owner. And a new owner had taken it, and then there was a withdrawal of the application from last time, and then a new one was put back in June. So many of you are already familiar with the establishment. It's a premier spot. It's what can I say? It's a very nice place, and they're just looking to continue to provide this service that's greatly needed on this side, especially an establishment of that size. Like I said, many of you know it already, so I'm not sure what more I can add to the place, but whatever questions you may have, feel free.
The floor is now open to questions. If I can see your hands.
Okay, I have my hand up,
Okay.
Marguerite.
Yeah, okay. If
Okay.
I was just saying, if I can't see you, just tell me that you have a question.
I
The
have a
floor
question.
is Margarita, you're
Yeah.
first.
So it's not changing names, it's gonna stay the same name?
Yeah, because the name has already been established, and the clientele like the name, and the name is not changing. So it's been taken with the new person with the same name.
And the new owner has no connection to the previous owner?
No.
I wasn't aware that there was a murder there this recently. I mean, I know it has nothing to do with the new owner, but I'm surprised to hear that. Do you know anything? Does anybody know anything about that? June, do you know about that?
Yes, I was, it was actually on the news as well.
I didn't even know.
Yes, I'm not sure. It's, sometimes these things, unfortunately, is sad for anyone to be killed. And we all know we can be killed any part of New York, any part of New York. I don't know much details because I was not at the establishment, but I understand that someone shot someone. And I think it was inside and the person died. It could have been security, the security may allow someone inside. I don't know the details of that, but that's as far as I know.
Okay. Thanks.
You're very welcome. Next. Did anyone else have their hands up? I can't really see. Okay. Hearing none. I would like to inform all the applicants that there is a meeting. Oh, sorry, we have to vote. What is wrong with me? See, I've been off for the summer, so George, you have a question? Mhm.
Yes, not regarding the establishment, but I saw there was another executive events on the agenda. They're not
Right.
here.
No, they're not here. Mhm.
Oh, no, I just wanted to make sure that they were mixed
Okay.
up.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for picking that up, George, but they're not here. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So tonight we are going to, Ms. Fraser, are you able to take a vote?
Yeah. How
Okay.
do you vote? How do you normally vote?
So we normally vote, I guess we can vote all four. It's 4 applications. Does anyone have any objection to that? We usually do individual ones, but we can do all 4. Is that okay with you guys?
That's fine with me.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that you can just keep a tab as to if they have an objection with one and not the other, they'll say it, okay? So you'll know if they vote yes or no. All right. So I'm gonna call the name and then you'll take the votes. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Ms. Fraser? Yeah? Okay. June Prasad, I vote yes for all 4. Adele Bennett, how do you vote?
Ms. Fasad, could you call the 4 so everyone knows what 4 applications
Okay,
they're voting on?
that's fine. The 4 applications we're voting for is Bamboo Walk LLC located at 1349 Utica Avenue. This is a renewal. The next applicant is Hype Brooklyn Hospitality Inc. located at 1308 Utica Avenue. This is a new application. The third applicant is Waterfall Lounge Bar and Grill LLC located at 4703 Church Avenue. This is also a new application. And the last one is K&L Manor Corp located at 4501 Glenwood Road. This is also a new applicant. So there's 4. Any questions on which applications we're voting on? Okay, we're all clear. So for the record, I'll go back. June Prasad, I vote yes on all 4. Adele Bennett, how do you vote? Is she on the call? I don't think so. I don't see her. George Tate, how do you vote?
Yes to all 4.
Margarita Vigilante, how do you vote?
Yes to all 4.
Bree DeCosta,
Yes to all 4.
Sonia Clark, I think she said she just made a chat. I have to abstain. I have all the problems and cannot hear. Okay, so she's abstaining to all 4.
Sonia abstain, okay.
Yes, she cannot hear. Alison French Kenton, how do you vote? Alison French Kenton? Okay. Cheryl Sanders, how do you vote?
Yes to all 4, if I can vote.
Did Allison vote? I didn't.
No,
Oh,
I didn't hear any response.
okay.
No. Mr. Lewis, are you on the call? No, he's not. John Dixon's absent. Simone Sylvester, how do you vote?
Yes to all 4, please.
Mr. Wood's not here. Ms. Raby not here unless they join us later. No. Danielle McCain, how do you vote? Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes, McCabe. Yes
you.
to all 4.
Thank you. So all the applications, the 4 applications were voted to be approved by the Commerce Committee. However, this vote goes before the general board meeting tomorrow night. I'm sure you all have received the email telling you. Okay, so Ms. Frenton just sent me a text. I vote yes on the first 3, no on K&L. You couldn't hear me. Ms. Fraser, can you make a note of that?
Miss Allison French Kenton, she voted
Yes.
victory, and
P&L, no, right?
She said she wanted to say something about KNL, but we couldn't hear her.
You know, I have,
All right, she voted 3 and no on the other one. Okay.
yeah.
Yes, as I was saying, for the applicant, you have to come to the meeting tomorrow because that vote is actually the final vote because they are all board members. There's some members here that are just committee members, not board members. That decision is what allows us to give a recommendation to the State Liquor Authority. So it's very important that you do show up to that meeting. Although you showed up tonight to this virtual meeting, if you do not show up tomorrow, no recommendation will be sent to the State Liquor Authority on behalf of Committee Board 17. Are there any questions from the applicant side? No? And that meeting is at 7 o'clock. Do you have the information?
We do? Yes.
Tomorrow's meeting is in person.
Yes, ma'am. It's in person. It's virtual as well, but if you have an application, you have to be in person.
No problem.
Okay. All right. So, to the applicants, if you wish to stay on, feel free to do so, but this ends your part of the meeting. We'll continue with in-house issues, but you're more than welcome to stay on. If you want to drop off, feel free to do so. We want to thank you for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Moving right along, we'll move on to unfinished business. The floor is open to unfinished business, if there is any unfinished business. Come on, guys. No unfinished business? Okay. So I didn't realize we would have time because we had so many applications, but of course some of them actually we had more than 7. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We had 9, 10, 11, 12, and 3 of them came off due to they already received their renewal, etc. So I didn't want to plan any guest speaker and all of that with all these applications. Maybe I can open the floor to any suggestions that we would like to do during the year that's coming up. Since we have some time, I'd like to open the floor up to any suggestions regarding this year's meeting. I mean, this year's calendar year. If you want, we can continue doing the same 2 things we did last year. Or if you want to add anything else, I'm open to suggestions.
I have a question, Ms. June,
Sure.
about having someone from the councilwoman's office come back. I feel like she had a representative that would attend the meetings and kind of let us know what they were planning as far as the business improvement district was concerned. I think they were thinking about something for the eastern end of Church Avenue and potentially Utica, but I don't think anyone had been back to discuss that with us. And so I wanted to get some information from them on, like, you know,
Right.
what they foresee for the neighborhood as far as commerce is concerned. So I wondered if we could ask them back or just, you know, try to get somebody to come to talk to
Right.
us.
So they're usually invited to all the meetings. Sometimes their schedule doesn't permit them to be there, but I will make a special effort or have Ms. Fraser send, because all the elected official or the representative are invited to all committee meetings. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. So, but we can extend another invitation for them to come. If you want us to have them as a guest speaker, then we can also do that as well. Okay, the floor is still open. I'm open to suggestions. Come on, guys, it's a team effort.
What I noticed and was helpful to me is that
Please identify yourself for the minutes.
Okay, Cheryl Saunders.
Thank you.
What I noticed and appreciated from the community board, they opened up a lot of restaurants and organizations that I didn't know about, through their networking and through their meetings and so forth. And, I think that's really helpful if we can continue promoting not only to our members, but to the community at large, helping to, their commerce and bringing people into their stores and establishment or restaurant.
So you're saying that you would like the Comers to reach out to some of these restaurants or tell people about the restaurants? Is that what I'm understanding you're saying?
Yeah, restaurants,
Mhm.
organizations, because that's been very helpful to me. Like, I didn't know that these restaurants existed. And
Okay, understood.
organization is with the help of the community to not only promote to the members of the but the
Right.
community at large.
So you didn't come to the Sumptuous Sample, but at the Sumptuous Sample, we did have about 10 restaurants in attendance that, but that's an event that I would recommend that you come to next year. Try not to miss it. It's in June. But yeah, we can definitely do that. Sometimes by coming to the meetings, you get to know the applicants that come before the community board as, for their liquor license. It kind of gives you an awareness that they're coming, they're going to be opening soon, etc., to look out for them. So that's another way of, bringing it out. I don't know if any other suggestion. Sometimes you just see them as you drive by, but if anyone else has any other suggestion, I'm open to it. So this last year we had the Sumptuous Sample, we had the breakfast, the business networking breakfast. And in my opinion, and of course, I'm going to be biased, of course, I think both event was quite successful. Of course, our goals when we do the business breakfast is to reach out to the business components of the commerce. Unfortunately, a lot of times when we do that, these businesses are mom and pop businesses, and they never have the time to come out to these events, only when they have a problem. And, but we'll continue trying to bring the resources to them, and it's up to them to come out and get the information that we're providing. Well, we can only try. We can't physically lift them and bring them to the meeting. They don't want to come. So, I'm geared towards doing those two events. I don't want to, tie myself too thin to add another event. But if there's something else anyone's interested in doing, any other suggestion, I am open to it. If it's something that can be done, I'm more than willing to try to get it done.
Did you have a holiday party? That was fabulous. I really enjoyed myself while attending.
I'm sorry, Miss Sanders, say that again.
Didn't you have a holiday party?
So that was actually the community, that was the community board.
Christmas.
It was a special meeting that we were going to vote for the assistant DM. So we had a little refreshments that I actually coordinated, but it wasn't something that the Commerce Committee actually did.
Well done.
No problem. Thank you, ma'am. Adele, thank you for joining us.
Ms. Prasad, I have a suggestion I can't remember whose comment it was. I think it was Cheryl, maybe. I like the idea of maybe finding a way to promote businesses in the community as well. I wonder if there's something we can do in the spring or when it gets warmer where maybe, restaurants can, I don't know if we can gather in a park or, they have little samplings or not. It could have more than samplings for people in the community to come, kind of like a, how they do like Smorgasburg, where it's like a food festival and you come out and you, get to try food from different businesses in the community. So, and, obviously for a fee, so that people know like what kind of offerings are within our community board. Maybe it's not you know, all the same thing. Maybe it's some people who have other things to offer as well. So it's a bit of diverse in terms of the restaurants and the food offerings, but that could be a cool option if it's low cost, because I know we don't have a lot of money.
Oh, we don't have no money right this year. We have no budget this year because the previous chair, not Mr. Daly, did not get any discretionary funding from the elected officials. So there's absolutely no funding. Am I correct, Ms. Fraser?
Are you talking about fiscal year 2024?
Correct, 23 to 24, right?
We have some funds. It's just
Oh,
that
we do? Okay.
yeah, it's just that we haven't gotten to that part of it. This is our first meeting. So
Okay.
the executive, once they reconvene for next month, I believe that's the time the budget chair would start discussing, you know, how the money is going to be distributed.
Okay, I stand corrected. I thought I was under the impression we didn't get any funding from the, you know, the discretionary funding, but I stand corrected. Bree, to answer your question, that's kind of similar to the sumptuous sample. I mean, that's the kind of purpose of it. I don't think we are allowed to do anything where people have to buy, you know, can buy food. Ms. Fraser, maybe you can correct me. Anything we do, we have to pretty much give the food out. Is that correct? I don't know if we can allow.
I believe we have to revisit those policies.
Yes.
Before I could say publicly you're correct or incorrect.
Okay, fair enough.
Revisit that once we start the distribution.
Fair enough. Bria, do you have a follow-up question?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that it would be, I mean, the business would be collecting the money, not necessarily the community board, just so, you know, I don't know that they're able to, what their budgets are like and if they'd be able to donate food. But, you know, at a regular festival, people typically are buying food from different, booths or whatever it is. But I was just thinking maybe it's something we could do outside so that people know what's happening, and you can get people coming in off the street and things like that to make it a little bit bigger. But that's just my thoughts.
Okay, and point taken. I think Adele had her hands up first, and then you, George. Adele?
Oh, yes, no, I just got into the meeting. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, ma'am. Oh, so you were just telling us that you just got into the meeting? Okay.
Yeah, I've been trying to get in for an hour.
Oh, my. So sorry. Yes, Simone was saying that, Sonia was saying that she had difficulty hearing, so she had to get off the meeting as well. I apologize. Even Ms. Kenty was also saying the same thing. All right, can you mute your thanks.
Okay, I'm back now. I'm using my tablet.
Oh, you're back. Awesome, awesome. George, you have you had your hands up, and then Simone.
Yes, I was just piggybacking on what Bree was saying, because I was wondering if she's thinking something like, I don't know if you're familiar, the Smogoverse that they have at Prospect Park during the summer, like every Sunday. And they also have them in Williamsburg and other locations. What they do, they have the different businesses that come up with their booths and things like that. It's also outdoor, and they sell their food and everything, so people could sample things from different areas. Like I know I've been a couple of times in Williamsburg at the Nelson Prospect Park, like they have it on Sundays. They have, I would say, about 100 different restaurants that are out there and food trucks and so forth. So I don't know if that's what Bree was referring to, but that would be a good idea if we could find a space where the community board certainly could be involved in finding the space, as long as we have enough merchants who are willing to do that.
Right, that's the issue, George, to get these merchants to participate.
Right.
It's really hard. Some of them don't even want to give out free stuff. But yeah, that's usually the problem. Nice idea, but to execute it, it's going to be a little difficult. And also, we need help from the the team, because I mean, we had the sumptuous sample, and you know, we needed help sharing the food, and you know, again, you need team spirit, you know. So a big venture like that requires for a huge participation. So. Mhm.
And maybe it's not a lot of vendors, maybe it's a few, but if Miss Frazier is able to find out whether or not the establishment can collect money versus the community board collect, maybe it's something that we just are pulling together versus us collecting the money. If that's possible, it could be a really nice way for businesses to promote themselves. It's a great marketing tool, so that they can get more business, you know, to patronize their establishments. And it doesn't necessarily have to be food. It could be someone who also has clothing or whatever it might be in the community, and they just want to get their business out there, and you know, specifically
So it's
a
so you
community board 17
so
businesses.
you're talking like a like George says, festival, but something else.
Yeah.
Something else I was gonna word I'm trying to find it.
Yeah, it's not a, I know, I'm like trying to find a
Yeah.
word too, not necessarily
Mhm.
a festival or flea market, like a street fair, but not in the street. Maybe it's at Paradigm, maybe it's you know, one of the parks, and
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's 10 vendors, and you know what I mean? But that's just the idea I had.
Right. And Adele, I see your chat. Point taken, Bree. Adele, I see your comment in the chat. Yes, we did last, I think here we were talking about having a, what is it called? Farmers market. Farmers market. So that's another suggestion. Mhm. All right. Sonia, you had something to say?
No.
Oh, you didn't? Okay. All right. All right. So these are some suggestions I think we could work on. We try to get the council member as a guest speaker, farmers marketing, business festival, if that's what you want to call it, or business expo. Okay. And I'll have to find it from Ms. Fraser as well, because that requires tent and all these things. All right, if it's something that's possible.
Excuse me, could I make a comment about the market, the farmers market?
Yeah.
I coordinated a few of them at a few schools, and you know, the lifting of boxes, the storage of fruits and vegetables. It's a lot of work.
A lot of work, yeah, I know. Mhm.
Heavy
And I
lifting.
think the elected officials usually do those, right? A lot of elected officials do
Yeah,
those.
Barry Lewis gives a lot of money to those farmers markets.
Okay. So we're just gathering ideas that can you post somebody's phone? Is that you, Ms. Sanders? Sonia, is that your okay, thanks. Mhm. We're just gathering ideas, and then we'll see which is feasible, which can be done, which cannot be done. Okay? Because some people, bear in mind, some of the members of the committee do work still. And you know, and some people are not available on Saturdays due to religious reasons. So, you know, but we'll take a look and see what, you know, can be done and what cannot be done. So to add to what the two that we're already doing. Yes, Miss Adele. Adele, go ahead. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. You're breaking up badly. Mhm.
Okay, what I was going to suggest is the farmers market like at Grand Army Plaza.
Okay, I put that down. Mhm.
Yeah, because we don't store any of it. This wouldn't be a giveaway. It'd be a farmer's market where people can come at Grand Army Plaza and buy fresh fruit from the farmers. They take care of the storage. They have the parking areas, and they have it, I think at Cotulia Road near Coney Island Avenue. They have one there.
Right. Okay.
Right where that library is.
Okay. I look into it. I think last year I made some inquiries, but it didn't happen. So again, these things require participation from the committee. Okay. You know, Adele, I didn't see you at none of the last two events, but I know you work. So unfortunately, yeah. It needs participation. One person or two person or 5 person cannot pull these things off. It needs participation. All right. All right. I think.
Last year of working, so I'm gonna be available next year.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Last year of working, gonna retire, so I'm gonna be available next year.
Oh, you're retiring. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. I'm gonna hold you to that. I'm gonna hold you to that. All right. Are there any other suggestions? You can take your hands down, please. Hearing none. I know we're having an early night tonight. The next item on the agenda is adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting if there's nothing else to be said? And someone seconded.
I motioned to adjourn the meeting, Marguerite.
Fidget.
Okay, second.
You guys have a pleasant evening. To all the board members, I'll see you tomorrow night. Looking forward to stuff this evening.
Night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Ms. Fraser, you can hang in.
Good night.
Ms. Fraser, you still there?
Yeah, Adele is still on. So
Yeah. Adele, you can. Okay.
and I'm gonna stop the recording.
Thank you.
Hold on. My computer is recording option stop.